Jewish marriage. We start with the ketubah. So this is the contract, the marriage contract, which will be signed between the groom, the bride's father, the rabbi. It will be surrounded by men who are there for the wedding, who will be overseeing that the contract is signed. At the same time, the women are usually in another room having a party because the bride is now closer to God than at any other point in her life, and she can give out blessings at this point to all her friends and family. Then we have the Bedekin. This is linked with the story of Jacob, with the fact that Jacob married the wrong woman without checking first who he was marrying, and he was married to the sister of the woman he wanted to marry. So now the tradition is that they check they are marrying the right woman before placing the veil over her head, which links back to that story with what Jacob should have done. The huppah is where they stand to get married. So the huppah is the canopy which goes over the top of the couple. So that's the canopy, and the couple are underneath getting married. The huppah is usually made of the male's talit with extra material added so that they're getting married under the mitzvot. So they're married under the Jewish law. The kiddushin is the first part of the marriage. It's known as the betrothal. The kiddush will be said, which is a prayer over the wine, not to be confused with the kaddish, the prayer for the dead. The kiddush is said. The wine is then drunk or sipped by the bride and the groom. A ring is given to the bride only. It is placed on the right index finger, which is the ring finger that they believe links to the heart. And the male is given a new talit, which is the female saying that she is now taking on the role of looking after him, not his parents anymore. Then we move on to the nisuin. This is the marriage, the actual marriage part. The Shiva Barakot, which are the 7 blessings, are said, and at the conclusion of this, they are officially now married. The groom will then stamp on some glass, which reminds them of all of the destruction of the temple and how even in good times, the bad needs to be remembered. Everyone then shouts Mazel Tov, which means good luck. The bride and groom then go into seclusion for their first meal, and traditionally, and even for some Hasidic families still today, this will be the first time they've ever been alone for a conversation that has not been watched by a chaperone. They will then have a party. In Orthodox, they will have a separate seating for male and female, and male and female do not dance together. And then for the next 7 days, the bride and groom will say the 7 blessings to each other. 7 in Hebrew means perfect, so they are showing that they want a perfect marriage by doing this a perfect number of times with the perfect amount of blessings. Now, Jewish people can get a divorce. In Orthodox, it's the male who has to go and get the divorce, and it's called a get. He will go to a rabbi with a reason of why he wants to divorce his wife. The rabbi will then go to the Beth Din, which is the Jewish council. The Beth Din will then decide whether or not this is a good reason to give a divorce. If it is, then he will receive a get. The husband then takes the get to his wife and gives the get to her. Reform believe that women can go and get the get for themselves, and so in Reform Orthodox, in Reform, male and female can both go and get a divorce. I hope that helps.